Constitution and courts influence federalism. Federalism, the division of power between the national and state governments. The national and state governments both trying to be tough guys. Sometimes fighting over power even. But which one is the most Arnold Schwarzenegger-y of them all? Ooh, that's very complicated indeed. Let's look at some examples of the national government obtaining more power. Let me look in the Constitution at Article 1. Under the Commerce Clause, the national government can regulate interstate commerce. What? I know, commerce is like a super scary word. So Congress can regulate business between two or more states. More power for the national government! Let me check out Article 1 in this here Constitution. There's another video on this, but McCulloch v. Maryland's a Supreme Court case that looked at the necessary and proper clause of the Constitution. The necessary and proper clause, or the elastic clause, states that Congress can make all laws necessary and proper to carry out its express powers. Or Congress can use implied powers. More power for the national government! Let me look in the Constitution at Article 6. The Supremacy Clause states that when national and state law conflict, the national government is supreme. More power for the national government! Let's look at some examples of states gaining more power. Let me check the amendments here. Ooh, amendment number 10. The 10th Amendment says that powers not granted to the national government are reserved for the states. More power for the state governments! Plessy v. Ferguson was a Supreme Court case in which Plessy was arguing that separation by race was unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment. The ruling in Plessy v. Ferguson said that states were allowed to segregate society in their state so long as they were separate but equal. So this case is bad if you're against racism. But if you're for state rights, more power for the state governments! Under the United States v. Lopez, the Supreme Court was looking into the United States banning guns in school zones. The ruling in the United States v. Lopez is that the national government could not ban guns in school zones under the Commerce Clause. If you hate gun restrictions, you like this ruling. If you're against guns in school zones, you don't like this ruling. But if you're for state rights, more power for the state governments! So now today, states have their own laws that restrict guns in school zones. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I do know. Get off my back, 90s punk rock band Rancid. It's a very complicated system. Sometimes the national government has the power, other times the states have the power. What do you want from me? Federalism. Complicated? You bet it is. Just make sure you know examples of how the national government has power and how state governments also have power, and you'll be alright. We'll get through this. Alright, I'm out of here. Have a good one. Bye.